Hey, right, people, we've got another introducing on Duggystoneradio. It's an awesome band. They're not awesome. We played the track 3 times that they gave us last week, and they're going to be on DuggysFest as well. So, anyway, good evening. How you doing?
I'm good, Kirk. How you doing, man? Thanks for having us.
No,
when I say us, I mean me.
That's all we need, man. We just need you. You know, we would like to have more on, but as long as we've got someone representing the band, that is all that matters. And you can tell us all about, you know, what you're doing and your new album and all that sort of stuff. We can sort through that. So we're live on Mixcloud currently. If you're watching this on YouTube, makes no sense. So there you go. And we've got to finish. We've got a show coming on after this. Dan's reggae show. He's moved it to Wednesday because that's what he's like. He's a bit of a diva. So we have to let him do things like that. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, tell us a bit about the Vivas.
Where do we start, man? So
how did you start? Where did the name come from? Le Vivas.
Well, it just means live life. It's the one of the founding members, Jim, who's one of the brothers. That was his kind of project he was working on. Started off as just an acoustic duo,
right?
And then kind of it just quickly turned into let's make it electric, and then let's add more members, and let's try this song, let's try that song, and then eventually you need some drums, and so I think they had a couple of drummers before me,
and
then because the other two guys who are in the band, Kev and Jim Donaldson, they're obviously brothers, but I was in a band with them going back 20 years ago or so,
right? Okay.
In a band called the Murmur,
right?
So in the early kind of noughties, we did the whole kind of doing releasing albums and releasing singles and chase that kind of dream. I was still chasing that dream, to be fair, but sort of did the going up and down the motorway, had quite a decent following. This is kind of like pre-internet. Well, the internet was around, but it was kind of when social media started taking off. So we and that kind of came to an end, and it just ran its course. I think we tried to do the rock and roll thing, and it kind of caught up with us in the end. And then so those guys went off and did did some other stuff, more like covers and acoustic stuff. And then we kind of had like an anniversary, and we played this charity gig back in 2019 or 18, and it was like, this is good, man, we should do this again. And then so they were doing this Le Vivas thing, and they're like, well, we need a drummer, let's get you back involved. And I hadn't played for like 14 years, so I stopped playing.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, you can drum, you can be our drummer, and they know you, so there's no problem then, is it? It makes absolute sense, doesn't it? It's the logical thing to do. Wonderful. Wonderful. Thanks for giving us your track as an exclusive, because that doesn't release till the 12th. In fact, I think we'll start the show with that. Doesn't release till the 12th of May, I believe.
Correct.
Which is the day before DuggysFest.
Look at that. It's almost like we did it on purpose.
It's like it's planned. And one thing I want to ask you, because Janice went, she shouldn't speak like this, but when I'm doing a thing, I said we have a track of the month on Duggies and Tommy Dustbin, and the other shows have started picking up the track of the month, started having it as their track of the month. So you see where I'm going here. So I said, ask Le Vivas if we can have that track of the month, and she went, well, you ask him when you interview him next week. So that's what she said.
You can have it.
Excellent. Well, that'll start. Yeah. That'll be our track of the month for May on Duggies and Tommy Dustbin, pre-release. No doubt Eddie will be playing it. I need to send it to him, and that'll be absolutely wonderful, because it's a monster track. Love it. Absolutely love it. So.
Nice. Well, you played it 3 times, so this is going to be like the 4th time.
Well, that's why I had to play 3 times. What happened there, right? For people that don't know, I do a show called Duggies and Tommy Dustbin, and what happens is we keep getting exclusives. So in this particular show, we had 5 exclusives. So Janice sends them all by WhatsApp. They don't have any names on WhatsApp, because she gets them, gathers them in, sends them to me. So what I did, I downloaded Le Vivas twice and tagged Le Viva and Entropy with Le Viva's track. So I'm playing it there, and I'm sat there, I'm thinking, and I'm getting loads of messages going, this is Le Viva's, this is Le Viva's. I thought, I'm sure I've heard this before. So, and then, anyway, So I thought at the end of the show, sod it. So I'd played it twice by then. Thought, sod it. I might as well end the show with it and play it a third time.
Yeah, listen, at this stage, we might as well have it the theme tune for the show, shouldn't we? Really? forget. Sort of track of the month. Let's just make it the theme tune. Do it.
Yeah, might even start and end the show with it. So that'll be good. But it's a cracking track. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll see if there's any comments because we're not always live on a Wednesday evening. So it depends when people are around and about. But I've got questions anyway. So what we'll do, we'll put some graphics on. We'll leave you to it, and we're going to play this. Oh, well, before we play it, what's it about? It says Bell and Butterflies. It's called, isn't it? Bell and the Butterfly.
Yeah, the Bell and the Butterfly. I mean, it's hard. It's we're not the kind of band that write a song and say, right, this is particularly about that, right?
Yeah.
I think with this one in particular, we just wanted to make something really kind of loud and kind of like kicking the door down feel to it.
And you did that.
And it's. I mean, I think like some of the lyrics. I think there's and I don't write the lyrics. It's Kev wrote this one, and I definitely think.
I thought you said I don't like the lyrics, but you said...
I don't write the lyrics. Listen,
all right. I thought you said I don't like the lyrics.
No. I don't write the lyrics.
Sorry.
So this song's because the two singers, Kev and Jim, both write songs.
Right. Cool.
I just basically do a beat, and they go, "Oh, I'm not sure about that," and then I go, "Well, give us a hand here," and then we'll go, "Oh, okay, well, we'll think about this sort of music," or and then we'll go from there. And eventually, I'll disguise what I originally played, and they go, "Oh, yeah, that's great, that is." So yeah, and then do a bit of percussion. So I don't write the lyrics, but I think with this song, lyrically, I think it's definitely pointing at some kind of like past relationships.
Wow.
So yeah.
There's a lot of songs like that, isn't there? There's a lot. Yeah. There's a lot of songs. But at the end of the day, we're all influenced by our environment, what's happened to us. So if you've never done any, so like some people that are maybe a lot younger, they've not really experienced anything. So for them to sing about love and heartbreak and all that is it's not the same, is it, as someone who's who's been through it, is a bit older and can reflect. So yeah, cool. Right, what we'll do then? We're going to play the track. Get around this. We'll be right back. Drop your questions on and see you. In your face, people.
World.
know. I don't know. I've got all the graphics on the bottom here, people. Ignore them. Yes, you can swear. You can fucking swear on this show. It's not a fucking problem, man. When we first started, we was all about no swearing, and then a few tracks came on that had swearing in, and then before you know it, I swear a lot, so fuck it.
I mean, I've got a bit of a potty mouth myself, but yeah, we just wanted to kick the fucking door down with that track,
mate. You did that. That is an absolute stonker, and there's the drumming on it's brilliant as well. I love that. I can't, as you could probably tell, I can't drum, but I can air drum. That's it.
Listen, that's what I do most of the time.
I know. Honestly, I'm gonna have to give a gig somewhere, pretend to be the drummer. But I just love. I did have a drum kit. I've had two of an electronic drum kit, and then I bought a proper acoustic drum kit, and never had time to do it because I'm always interviewing people, doing other stuff, and it's like shit. I'm gonna have to spend a lot of time doing this. So I needed the space, so it went. So I've got my sticks though. I'm all right.
Right, that'll do. But the thing is like when I started playing, you pick up so many bad habits, and it's only since I've sort of come back to play, and you've got all like different stuff on the internet, on YouTube, and all these places. There's so many resources out there. Yeah. It's like it's amazing, really. Whereas like years ago, you'd have to pay you 30 quid for this book that you couldn't read, or some videotape or whatever.
Well, I need to see it. I started watching a guy, and he was going to do that because I've got a drum pad up here as well. So I've got a drum pad somewhere. So I started off with a drum pad. I thought, I'm going to get into this, and it's time in it, and we've all got the same amount of time. It's just the fact that I'm spending my time doing other things already. For me to learn it, I'm going to have to devote a lot of time and effort to it, and it's like it doesn't make sense because I'm not going to be in a band. Do you know what I mean? So it doesn't make sense if I'm.
Drumming isn't the most sociable like instrument either. Do you know what I mean? It's not like you can just whip your drums out and just play a few tracks.
I know.
I've still got letters somewhere from neighbours when I lived at home saying, right, we're going to phone the police if you keep playing your drums and all this sort of stuff. So you should. Everyone should learn an instrument though, even if it's just air drums.
Exactly, and I'm quite proficient, I think, on them. A few people say, "Oh, you're not." Yeah. You're getting the beat and everything. I'm all right. It feels good anyway. She's on again here. We've got Katie's on. She said, "Olivia, 4 months old, is excited to listen to them." Yes. Yeah. Good evening. Wonderful. And I tell you what, I'm looking forward to you coming. Looking forward to get you guys coming to DuggysFest because it's something we've wanted to do for a while. We've been talking about. I was supposed to be covering a festival this last year, got cancelled, and then they're going to do it this year, and I've not heard from them. I don't know if they're going to do it again. And it's like, I was going to do it, and anyway. So it's one of I have a brain fart every now and then, and my wife's going to India to a wedding, and she went, "Oh, while I'm away, why don't you, you interview the bands. You could always sometimes have sessions. Why don't you have a band over and you can do that in a week, couldn't you?" I went, "No, I'm having a festival." She's like, "What?" "I'm having a festival instead." She says, "I'm keeping out of it." I said, "Well, good, because I don't want your involvement." But go on.
Yeah, I was just going to say, definitely wives and partners out the way for that one if you're doing it at home. I mean, that's risky.
I've won well, someone says, "What about the neighbours?" Fuck the neighbours. It's fucking. They've got a free fucking. Well, the neighbours that way. Their son was in band, and he's in the band, and the one's after. So I've said, listen, pop round. We're not really having an audience, but pop round, you can have it, you know what I mean? And
we're looking forward to it, man. It should be great. I mean, we're really sort of grateful that, you guys asked us to play, so we'll happily.
Oh, yeah, bang on. It's bang on, mate. Bang on, man. Because you've got a gig at the night time as well, haven't you?
Our singer's got an acoustic event.
Right.
So he's doing something in the, but he's like, he like, plays like 4 or 5 days a week.
Smashing.
So he's a busy man, but yeah, we're looking forward to it. And there's a real good lineup as well. We know the guys from Smoking Eskimo,
they're
top lads.
They're fucking they're brilliant. My exact words to Janice when I saw their video, I said, "Can we get these mad bastards on the show?" I said, "I'd ask them in that way as well." And she did, and they went, "Yeah, well, come on." Great to have them. I think they might only be not only is the wrong word. They might be doing an acoustic set because I think their drummer is working. So that's a bit of a bummer. But there,
Yeah.
anyway. But it'll be good. Yeah, great. Round Redwood's brilliant. Big Boss, because we've got mainly indie bands on. Big Boss is a bit different, but he wanted to come because he'd done a session here about a month or so ago, a couple of months ago, and he's like, "Oh, you're doing this? Can I come? Can I come? Can I open you up? Can I open you up?" I was like, "Yeah, come along." So he's going to be out there doing his stuff. So it's going to be the first time we've done it. So it's going to be, we're doing some practices, some rehearsals, but it's going to be one of those, mate, I've not got much hair anyway, but I'm going to be pulling my hair out up to the day going, oh my God, what's going to go wrong? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? But we'll be fine. We'll be fine. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to it.
It'll be great. We're professionals, man. We'll deal with it. Don't worry.
It'll be fine. Yeah. Marquee, you'll probably be in a marquee in the garden, which we're going to have out there. So it's going to be awesome. It's going to be wonderful. Anyway. Eddie's always asks stupid questions, and this is one of his regulars. What colour is your tow van if you've got a tow van?
Well, we did actually used to have a magic bus, and it was it used to be used to carry sick animals from the safari park in just outside Kidderminster. That's where we're from.
Right.
And yeah, we had this great big old white van. I've never seen a model like it since. Yeah, we basically had 16 seats plus a massive area in the back to put all the gear. So it was white, bright white, with a horrible red stripe down the side, and someone had painted a tiger really badly on the front. So yeah, we've had the magic bus.
That's excellent, wonderful. Thanks for asking that, Eddie. Oh yeah, so it must have been a robust bus if it was carting animals about then, wasn't it? It must have been strong, or was it? You know what I mean? Or not?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, it did a decent job for us, but I remember having to push it a few times with like 10 other people. So
not good.
I'm not even sure if it had an MOT, to be fair. But let's not worry about that.
He's worries about that. Just put it down to the zoo. Janice is asking, what are your musical influences?
Well, I think, mine personally, I literally listen to anything. I mean, I whatever the mood takes me, I listen to all sort of music. I grew up with my mum playing Elvis and that sort of music, and then I was a bit of a raver in my early days.
Oh, yeah.
I like dance music and like drum and bass and all that. And then
nice.
I've always been into guitar music. So even like, I started off listening to probably one of the early bands I got into was Guns N' Roses, because like everyone gets into Guns N' Roses when they're 10, 11. And then sort of right through, like Britpop was really kind of our thing. That was when I was, at my, in my late teens and 20s and stuff. So a lot of Oasis and Stone Roses, Happy Mondays, and the whole Britpop thing as well. But like, even I like rock music, big fan of the Foo Fighters, Metallica, that sort of stuff. So I really, I've got influences from all over the place, really.
Yeah.
I mean, I like rap music, hip hop.
I get it.
So it's hard. I mean, I guess, from the, I mean, I can't talk for the guys, but I do know that, they're huge fans of Bob Dylan, the Beatles.
Yeah.
Ryan Adams at the moment is a big thing, but, we also like kind of, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and I saw Brian Adams at festival last year.
Oh no! Well, Ryan Adams.
Sorry,
as well.
I thought you said Brian Adams.
No. It's my that's my Kidderminster accent.
Maybe it's me, but Brian Adams is brilliant as well.
Yeah, Brian Adams is great. So like I mean, I love bands like the Who, Zeppelin.
A good mix.
Yeah,
I think you're right. It's like it's one reason when we set the station up, we was going to go genre specific, and was like, what genre? Was like, well, I like this, and this. And do you like that, and that? Yeah, okay. And he likes that. So there's got to be other people that like all sorts of music, not just one. So if we pigeon us all at the start into one genre, then we're a bit goosed, aren't we? Whereas my shows mainly now are around the indie scene, the emerging artists. We've always been promoting emerging artists and people that are not in the mainstream, and that's what we're passionate about, and we always have been. So, but that's why a couple of our shows have gone more to the guitar rock, indie type of stuff at the minute, which feels right and it feels good.
Yeah, and you know what? There's so much good independent music out there.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
ridiculous. There's so much talent, that thankfully you guys and people like you are kind of championing it because it's not the kind of mainstream music anymore.
I didn't catch that.
But
could you try again?
My fault. My watch. I've turned it off.
But,
I've turned off my watch. It pisses me off.
yeah, I've taken it off now. So, yeah. So there's like so many sort of great bands out there, and it's good that people like yourself are giving them a shout out and doing these sort of shows to get recognition for them, man, because there are really, they're really super talented sort of acts out there. It's people, a lot of people, well, certainly some people when they get older, it's a bit like, oh, it's not as good as it was in my day and that sort of shit. But, actually there's some fucking unbelievable bands out there at the moment and they just need, a platform.
Yeah, it really fucking infuriates me. It's the only way you can say it when people, I see it all the time. Oh, the music's not. There's me fucking whiny voice. Oh, the music's not as good as it was in the 70s. That's because you're only listening to that stuff and you're not even opening your ears. And
they sound exactly like that, by the way.
You do. Oh, there's nothing like that around. Fuck, get out there and try. The 4-month-old baby's going to be able to swear when it's 5-month-old. So I just don't get him. It's because I think what happens is people get to a certain age and the fucking ears lock off. Oh, I can't listen to anything else. They must be boring bastards. I mean, I went to a party with my neighbours, and they always put the same stuff on, and which is great. It's got a time and a place on it. Someone that everybody knows. What do you like, Kirk? And I go, I'm not even going to fucking bother. Why? I like the new. I like all the new shit. Like what? I says, I'm not even going to go. Don't even go there because I'll put something on, and you'll all pull your face and go, what's this? Because you've not listened to it and not heard it, and I don't know what it is. I don't know. It must be a certain age. People will just shut off. And I think maybe when some, some people get to a certain age and then other stuff takes over, and almost like music is less important to them. Yes.
Because they've got other shit going on.
Yeah.
And that's maybe why they lock into the music they used to like, But what people miss out on, and it's really about missing out, is that a lot of these bands out there are influenced by the bands you people like. There's still plenty of bands out there that were influenced by all the bands we've just mentioned and are making really good music, and people are missing out because they're not open to listen to that stuff, or it's not mainstream. That's the other thing.
And the listens, and that's the issue, isn't it? If it's mainstream and it's being played or it's on a TV show and then they get influenced, oh, I love this, oh yeah, this is great, might be a new band. It's a bit like that track we just played of yours. It's got there's a couple of tracks, it sounds like there's elements of it where I think you're going to go into she bangs, did, you know what I mean? It's got that sort of, so there's different, you can hear different tracks in it. Not that you're copying it, but obviously we're all influenced by it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, definitely, it's definitely like a Rolling Stones influence. It's definitely a bit of the Stooges.
Yeah.
For sure, that sort of, feel to it, 100%. And then lyrically, it's the imagery that the lyrics make, it's very kind of like Dylan-esque. Yeah. Or that's really what we try to do with it, So nothing wrong with wearing your, influences, on your sleeve, so to speak. I mean, anyone who kind of says that they're not influenced by
to be. It's impossible not to be. Right, we're going to play one of your tracks. This is Harbour Town music video. I'm going to play that. Got a question here, so I don't normally give people time to think about it, but Delboy, which is Patrick, says, what's the worst accommodation you stayed in on the road? So you can have a think about that, and we need to do this. Now, what do we say, Janice?
We say, cue the VT.
Cue the VT. That's what we say in broadcasting terms, people. We're right back after this. Vivas on Duggystoneradio introducing. Take it away, baby.
taste the sugar daddy round. From evil born to earth with pounds. She knows she's gonna ride. Well, she sleeps by the brook just to pass the time, making stream runs fine. She's an old rolling stone. She lives in this harbor town. She tastes the sugar daddy round. From evil born to earth with pounds. She knows she's gonna ride. Well, she gonna ride the rails tonight. She gonna ride. She's gonna ride. She's gonna ride. She's gonna ride, 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 she's gonna ride. She's gonna
Oh, the Vivas. Love it, love it. Awesome, that, mate.
Yeah, that's a bit more of a kind of a late Britpop feel to that one, I think.
Yeah, and the imagery's
A
like
bit
that as
more-
well, isn't it? The
yeah.
imagery's right that way, wrapped to the microphone and the camera and all that. It's very
That's
good.
it.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Like it a lot. It's awesome. Yeah, I've got a great sound. Like we said before, there's some great bands out there, great artists, and it's brilliant. Oh, I've got messages coming in. It's brilliant. And it's like I said before, it's great that you're coming down. It's great that you're on the show, and yeah, I love it. I love the vibe. Love the vibe. It's wonderful.
Cool, man. I'm glad you like it. And you know what? We've got a new album coming out
Yes.
in the summer, and like the contrast between some of the songs, you've got like the Bell and the Butterfly, which we've heard, and it's like a
Yeah.
kick the door down kind of like rock and roll track, real in your face. And then we've got like a dance track on there. It's like a pure dance tune. And then we've got like a track that really sort of, it's very, very kind of like 60s in its, tone, sound.
Yeah.
And then we've got like a real mix of sounds on the album. We're excited for everyone to sort of to hear it, to be honest with you, because there's lots of contrast in there. And I guess that's one of the beauties of being like an independent artist. We don't have kind of A&R people saying, oh, well, actually this album, this song doesn't work on the album and it doesn't go with this. And it's like, well, actually we can fucking decide what we want on our album.
Yeah, and I think that's great. That's the advantage of it, isn't it? You've got your own destiny. Otherwise, there's a big demand to produce a certain sound over and over and over again. And let's face it, it's not always commercially beneficial to you anyway, because they give you a few quid, but then they take it all back anyway. So it's a tough one. So you're doing a lot of gigging then? You're doing a lot of gigging?
So we've got quite a lot planned for this year. I mean, we kind of have we kind of split it each year. So one year we'll do like we try and aim to record, or the plan is to record every like 18 months, 2 years, and then in between do lots of gigs. So we've got a few gigs coming up, a couple of like local festivals, a couple of gigs on our own, and then we're doing a big album launch party that everyone's invited on the 3rd of June in our hometown of Kidderminster, a place called 45 Live.
Right.
Really good independent venue. I keep saying independent. But yeah, so we're doing an album launch, and what we're doing is we're going to be releasing the album on vinyl exclusively at the event, and then it will come onto streaming platforms.
Nice.
Probably September time, I think. So we've got a bit of a window to sell some vinyl, and it's the first. I mean, we've like the old band or us together. We released quite a few CDs back in the day, but we've never released anything on vinyl. So we're excited to put our first sort of album out on vinyl.
There's a few of the indie bands that they do that, don't they? They do produce vinyl. Even the Big Boss UK, who's coming, who's dance music. He's a producer. He's released his latest album on vinyl. One reason why I came here. So cool. Eddie's saying, I don't know why he's asking this because he's not got the budget for it. He says, "Do you lot drink beer? As Janice has got to get the green room sorted."
Well, 2 of us do. One of us is teetotal.
Nice.
And I'll let you decide who that is on the day. But
what do they drink? The people that drink, what do they drink? What do they drink?
Well, I just mate.
Yeah, there you go. It's fine. All right. Yeah.
Lager, you know.
Lager. We'll be on it.
Yeah,
we'll
why
be on
not?
it. Yeah, we're not going mad. We're not going mad, by the way. It's just going to keep it. It's a budget affair. This. We're going to keep it dead basic. No, it's like we're going to have a barbecue in the afternoon and the evening. And I'm going to put some chili on as well, and we're just going to have some nice.
Make sure there's plenty of chili. We'll be well into that. So
there'll be chili. There'll be chili, and I can't believe it. I can't believe it because the big boss is vegetarian, doesn't eat meat because he used to work on a farm, and I've got a vegan coming. Can't believe I invited a vegan. So there'll be a corn chili, and I'll make sure it's labelled so people know not to eat it.
Man, I'll be all over that. I'll be all over the vegan chili. I'm not a vegan or anything, but I'll try anything.
Yeah, well, whatever. Yeah. Each their own. Each their own. Eddie said we're going to be on water. Yeah, you will be. So it's going to be cool. But Janice is flying in from Madeira.
Is she?
Yeah.
No way. So we're actually going to meet her. Cool.
Yeah, she's flying in from Madeira. I'm away the week before because I'm going up to Durham for a few days. So Eddie's going to host her from the Monday till the Thursday. Then she's coming here, and then she'll be here for the event. She wanted to come, so that's happening. That's going to be good. We'll get the gang together. Eddie will be here. My brother will be here. Who works behind the scenes. So it's going to be a good crack. Yeah. So
we're looking forward to it, man. It's we're looking
different.
It's going to be. Hopefully we can raise some money for the charity as well. So
yeah, it's gonna cool. We will. It'll be good. It'll be good. And it's a bit different, isn't it? We want to do a proper gig in a location. We said, well, let's start small. Let's do our own. See how it works. Build it up. Never know. So going back to the question, what was it? This one's on Twitch. You see, what's the worst accommodation you've stayed in on the road?
Do you know what? There's one that immediately comes to mind. So we did a little UK tour. Can't remember when it was. This is the old band.
Oh, yeah, good.
No, and it wasn't so much the accommodation. I mean, it was just, it was. I wouldn't put my dog in there if it was today. I don't even have a dog. But it just, it just wasn't very nice. It was, it was tiny, 2 beds. It smelt, but that wasn't the issue. That was fine, really, because we were roughing it, so it's fine. The weird thing was, we had a guy who just kept knocking the door, and we'd open the door, so we were in two. We opened the door, and the guy was like, "Do you want to buy some condoms?" And we were like, "Nah, man, we're right. It's like 3:00 in the afternoon. We're just chilling out before we're going out on the night. Nah, don't worry about it. Shut the door. See you later." Half an hour later, "Oh, all right. Do you want to buy some condoms?" Right? No, we're fine. So he must have knocked the door about 3 or 4 times. He just wanted some money, but we were broke, so we didn't give him any money. But he kept trying to sell condoms.
Yeah, you could have come back with a line and says, "Yeah, give us one now, because if you knock on this door again, I'm fucking you."
Yeah, so but cheap and cheerful is always the way.
Oh yeah, it is. Well, we've got to do it sometimes, haven't we? We've got to stay in some of these budget places, and some of them are good, some of them are nasty. You know, I used to live in Holland, and we used to go to Amsterdam every now and then, and we used to stay in some It was one of those locations where at 9 o'clock they actually physically came in and said, "Get out." Do you know what I mean? Because they needed the rooms for something in the day. I have no idea what.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was that really bad, but it was like back in the day. It was like about 15 quid for a night. You know what I mean? All you wanted to do was crash there at 3 o'clock in the morning for a few hours, so you're not on the streets. But apart from that, yeah, we've got any more questions? Yeah. Oh, good evening, Ryan. How you doing, man? Eddie says we'll be on water on the day. Yes, you will, man. We're not having you getting drunk. We're going to have to wait till later on in the evening before we have a beer. Otherwise, I'll go Pete Tonk. Pete, right. Should we have another track? Because I know what we did. We talked a lot before we had the first one. I've got two more tracks. I've got "Wake Me Up" live at the Luke. Is that Luke Festival? Is it?
Oh yeah.
And anyway, the dollar rolls.
Ooh, man, I'll do anyway the dollar rolls because that's just completely different to what the other two tracks are.
Right, we'll do that. Listen, we'll be right back after this. Like I keep on calling you La Vistas. The Vivas on Duggystoneradio introducing, and we'll be right back after this. Oh, hang on a minute. Come on, Janice.
Now,
what do we say, Janice?
We say, cue the
VT. Hear it. Oh, is this the one that has a big introduction in it? Does, doesn't it? Yes, that's got. Just going to pause that. It's 1 minute 21 because I watched it, and before it actually starts kicking in. So we'll take that out.
Yeah, sorry, I've done you there, haven't I?
No, you've not done me. I had it all lined up, and I don't know why it's gone back to zero again. But you can tell I pre-prepared it though. Here you go. Anyway, the dollar rolls, people. Turn it right on. Come on, let's have it.
Well, I told my baby out of town on the 56. Yeah, I did. She rides with the law. That's how she gets her kicks. Then she sleeps all day on the banks of the Mississippi Bridge. See a river maid, she got penicillin on her mind. Don't you know it? Even John Paul Katie digs her, but she says he ain't her kind. Down in blues, queens like this on these muddy banks are just so hard to find. Got rubber sole on her fingertips where the rain band roams right up to her hips, and that's alright. Anyway, the dollar rolls. She got a turquoise report and wears a diamond ring upon her toes. Alright. Where Casey works the oil mill. Mr. Bush, Mr. Blair, or Mr. Blonde, smoking $50 bills. Please don't ask them their names, 'cause I'm telling you one look from them could kill. Just ask JFK what I'm talking about. He got rubber soul and a mojo to walk the dead man's walk. He knows just what to do, and that's alright. Anyway, the dollar rolls. Sells his cocaine in Spain to a 56. Yeah, I did. She still rides with the law. That's how she gets her kicks. And she sleeps all day on the banks of the Mississippi Bridge.
Yeah, baby. Rock and roll. Proper rock and roll, that, isn't it? And
There's a curveball for you, isn't
and
it?
he goes on that. Yeah, there you go. He goes, carries on.
Yeah.
Carries on. I love. You've got to play that at DuggysFest. That is definitely one to play. Love that.
Word, lads.
Love
Yeah, it's
that.
cool, man. I mean, you know, I think what yours, you know, I think hopefully you're seeing, and hopefully the listeners are seeing or hearing that we're not just. We try and mix it up, the sounds and everything, and it's more, you know, it's for lots of reasons. You know, make it interesting for the audience, but make it interesting for us as well. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
you know, we want to get excited about the music we're playing and mixing it up. You know, musically from a musician's point of view, it's, you know, it's like it's something different. You know, it's not just the same old, you know.
Yeah.
Element
Yeah.
you know, for every track. It's just good to mix it up.
See, that track, you could put that in a, if they did a like 60s film now and put that track on, no one would know. They'd think it was out there. That is a brilliant. You can almost smell the leather of the rockers, can't you? And the mods and all that. You know what I mean? The Brill Cream. Absolutely.
That's it, mate. That's it.
That's a stonker of a track. That is an absolutely brilliant track. And even the, there's no great music. They could even get into that, couldn't they? You know what I mean? Go,
yeah.
Oh, see, look at that. They don't play stuff like this. It's new, love. It's a new one. There you go. We have that down here. I might have to play that somewhere and trick them and go, oh yeah, they don't play music like this anymore, do they? Yes, La Vista's from Kidderminster.
Their B-side from the Kinks or something, I don't know.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Eddie's gone on to, can't miss out, he's gone on to Twitch now. We've got Twitch going here and Mixcloud. Janice has said, worst disaster of a gig. Now, these can be quite hilarious sometimes. We've had all sorts. Bands turned up to gigs, which supposed to be an open mic night. They only had a mic, no stand, nothing. Yeah, playing him next to a pool table and shit like all sorts of stuff's gone on. There's got to be something.
I can't think. I mean, there's been times where like one of us has really fucked up. You know.
Yeah.
In the middle of a song, you know, like something's broke, or you know, like completely, you know, just fuck the song up completely. That happens, and most of the time you can hide it, but occasionally. Fucking, you know, someone's playing completely the wrong song, and that's a pretty bad thing. But everyone, you know, you just get the look, and it's like, right, okay, you know. But yeah, so we've been quite, you know, we've been quite lucky in that respect. But the worst, I suppose, I remember we went to a gig, and it wasn't bad for us, but it all will become clear. But we went to a gig, and we were playing in Leicester, and it was I forgot the venue, but it was. There was loads of people there. I think we were like second band on, or like there was a headline act we were supporting, and there was a first band on. Loads of people there, and it was like rocking, like loads of people, everyone enjoying themselves. And this band, they were only young lads, and the guitarist jumped in the air like playing the guitar, landed, and I swear his leg just went like, and he basically broke his fibula and tibia. And he was just like lying there on the stage, and then of course, you know, basically the gig got sort of cancelled and abandoned. They had, you know, like paramedics in, and like this poor kid was just lying there, you know, with the paramedics, and doctors came in and all that. Yeah, so we've been sort of pretty fortunate, you know, but that was probably like the worst sort of, you know, thing I've witnessed. Witnessing it, and we never got to play, but you know, this poor kid was fucked. So.
We don't jump in at DuggysFest. We don't want any jumping about, anyone slipping. We don't want any of that crap. We're not.
Well, Yeah, well, I think you'll have to have a word with Kev because he likes throwing himself around a little bit, with the.
He'll be putting Janice will have a waiver in front of his face. That's for certain. And you put a list of bands that we should be looking at, which is we promote virtually all of these. We've probably done that. Finding Bell, I'm sure we played them. Silverlines, yes.
Yeah.
Giant and the Georges, I'm not sure about that. Janice, let me know. Olix. I don't Alex Home.
Alex yeah, he's great, yeah.
Sam Lambeth, he's on the show, depending when people watch this on Dougie's,
Oh,
Tommy
love
Dustbin.
Sam.
We're talking to him.
Love Sam.
And Jack Cattell, I think we've played him as well. Yeah, brilliant. We're on
definitely,
it.
Definitely check some of those out. They're good guys, man. They're
some
they're
crackers.
playing some decent stuff, yeah. So
We've got to. We've got to keep it fresh, and it's brilliant. And that's how we've ended doing interaction with people like you, because we play your music, share your music, and we want it's what we want to do for everyone. Have I got any other questions? A question down here. What was the first drumming song you tried to test out?
crikey, it would have been definitely something Oasis and played it really badly.
Yeah.
And Oasis early stuff, they're not exactly, sort of complex drumming parts, they fit the song great. But yeah, definitely, definitely sort of an Oasis track, I'm sure that, and failed miserably.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we've got a question that sometimes I won't even ask bands because I can tell by the persona they're not going to enter into it. And you don't have to answer this, yeah?
Go on.
Because we can play... Oh, by the way, people, we've got to end bang on the hour because Dan will be chomping a bit because the reggae show, if people are turning up for the reggae show, it's on straight after this. If you're watching on YouTube, it makes no sense. Room 101. You don't have to answer it.
Okay.
Which band or bands would you put in Room 101? Never to be fucking seen again.
Oh, Christ. We haven't, and you've got until 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm scrolling on the screen. Imagine that.
You know what? I am going to sort of do the political answer and say, look, man, they're all on their own journey.
Cool.
So good luck to them.
Excellent. We like that. And that's good as well. We throw it in there. We're not, you know what I mean? But some bands, before I've even said the last one, they give me they just splurge about and whoa, gee, I didn't expect that. And then other people go, no. But it's fine. It's fine because, you get some...
I've got loads, but it's just not fair for me.
You get some haters. I mean, for me, overrated artist Bowie. Yeah, probably musically he was, but I just boring. Eddie King loves Queen. Bored to shit of him. So yeah, whatever. Do you know what I mean? Very talented, brilliant stuff. But would I go to choose to turn it on? No. I get why people love it, but the stuff that I like, that people go, "Why are you listening to that for?" Do you know what I mean? Yeah. There we go. So we all have different tastes, don't we? But that could put the cat amongst the pigeons when I mention Bowie and Queen. Do you know what I mean? I've got to get the jingle done. So what we normally ask bands to do, and there's only one of you, it's brilliant. We get them to do a drop. So you say, "This is La Vivas. You're listening to Duggystone That'd be absolutely wonderful.
All right. Hi, I'm Louis from La Vivas, and you're listening to Duggystone Radio.
One take, Eddie. Get it done, man. Eddie will change that into a jingle now. Because when we have more than one artist, we've got Manta Ray, who are a brilliant band. But when you get more than one person, because you're not used, it all goes out. And this is what they're sounding like.
Hi, we're Manta Ray. You're listening to Duggystone Radio.
That's fine. No, it wasn't fine. It was fucking shit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but someone needed to do the count there. That's what it is.
I know. But so when we get more than one person, we normally ask them, because this is one of my favourites. This is Mike Stoynoff, and he's an absolute fucking lunatic. Go and check him out.
Hello, my name is Mike Stoynoff. You're listening to Duggystone Radio, and this might be the best morning of your life.
He's brilliant.
Hello.
Yeah, there you go.
It puts mine to shame, man.
No, it's fine, because Eddie will spruce it up, and he'll add sprinkles to it and do all sorts of weird, wonderful things. So. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool. What is anything else we've not talked about? We've still got some time, but if there's anything we've not talked about, you want to promote, or
I'm just trying to think. Yeah, so I mean, we've mentioned, we've got the
new
big
album.
The new album launch. We've got the single launch on the 12th, day before DuggysFest. We're going to be doing we're going to be doing like a record store tour in July and August.
Oh, nice.
So going around and playing live at a few record stores.
HMVs and stuff like that, or generally.
Yeah, HMV and a few independent ones. And just help sort of get rid of those vinyls.
Nice.
So that'll be good. And then like later in the year we're planning some gigs wide, further afield. So we're looking at Manchester and Liverpool and London and then next year we're doing we're going to sort of look at more of a sort of scheduled kind of tour. Is the plan, and just keep working this album, so to speak.
I love it. Love it.
I've got to tell you though, I've got a couple of things I've got to mention, and I've got to give a big shout out to Ryan Pinson at RML Studio. That's where we recorded the album, and funnily enough, he's recorded a lot of the artists that I mentioned, or we've mentioned, in terms of those new bands to listen to. And it was kind of a different experience for us in terms of, he looked at every note on every song, and it was really kind of thorough. A lot of the time in the past, there's a lot of just plug in, play, doing a few tweaks here and there, that sort of thing. But we literally, even from like the drums, from a drumming point of view, and I don't know if you know about the recording process, but normally you record drums first with some guide tracks so he was like, after he was like, okay, well, this song, we're going to need this snare from the 70s, or for this one, we're going to have this tom from the 60s, or we're going to move this. I've got this bass drum from the late 50s we can use, and like try this cymbal. It was just so, so
nice.
kind of like,
that sounds brilliant. That sounds absolutely brilliant. Hats off.
It was just completely, it was like, wow, we're looking at every possibility and so that was a really
He sounds good.
An eye-opening experience, in sort of how to do things, because we've normally just recorded more live and then added bits after, which is a bit more of a 60s 70s kind of way how they did it. But real big shout out to Ryan at RML Studios.
Nice.
That's for sure.
Yeah, big up to him. That sounds brilliant, because what you'd get here is plug in and we'll just tweak a few. That'll be it. That's it, done. That's all you get here. None of that. It's
a live sound is a different sound to like a recording. So you need different stuff from it, as you know. So
it intrigues me that the whole process of the writing, coming up with the music, because I can't play an instrument. The whole thing just fascinates me, and what they do when they're recording, then mastering. It's an art form, and I don't think people appreciate what that is. You can take a track. We played some tracks on the show last week, and someone went, "Oh my god, the production on that song is just like ridiculous. It's just amazing."
Yeah, it's mad. It's mad. I mean, like like I say, I just play the beats really, and that's my creative part of it. But like Kev and Jim are in the band. I mean, Kev's like he's just a prolific songwriter. He records at home all the time, and he'll just bring like new tracks, and we try him. And Jim writes a few sort of songs as well, and how they do it, and it kind of like staggers me every time. I can't do that shit. I can't play chords or anything on a guitar, so I wouldn't know where to start. So it's a real craft. It's a real art.
They're all the sum of the parts. It needs everything, and we all have our own skills and abilities, and it's absolutely fantastic. I think what we'll do, what have we got? We'll probably let you get on with your evening, because I've got the last track here is perfect. Should seamlessly take us into the next show, which is wonderful. Listen, we wish you all the best with all the stuff you're doing. Really, really, really genuinely excited to be seeing you on the 13th here in the studio and out there and whatever. It's going to be a manic day, and it's going to be proper rock and roll. We want the bands to enjoy it as much as people out there watching it to enjoy it as well, because I think it's going to be a great day. And when you dream of something like that, and it's absolutely brilliant for us as well. So thank you. And from the rest
looking forward to it, mate. It's going to be great, and thanks for having us on, and thanks for playing our music, man. Like I said earlier, without people like you guys, a lot of this great music just wouldn't get the light of day, unfortunately. But we're looking forward to it. It's going to be great.
going to be wonderful. Thanks a lot. See you on the 13th. And
Cheers, Kirk.
get ready for this, people.
What do we say, Janice?
We say, cue the feet.
See you later, man. Thank you. Say hello to the guys for us.
Cheers, buddy.
The Vivas on Duggystoneradio introducing. They'll be on DuggysFest. How cool. If you're watching live, Dan Evans is coming up straight after this with his reggae show.
I woke up late this morning, saw the colours fade away, blew my mind. Said you're going nowhere, honey, nowhere fast today, and I'm kind. Come on, wake me up, wake me up. You haven't got much to shake me up. In the morning, yeah, wake me up, wake me up. You haven't got much to shake me up. When the day is dawning, I say, wake me up. I got on the train to nowhere with a girl with emerald eyes. She blew my mind. For the sake of time, I say time won't last forever, honey. Tomorrow never knows. You're not my kind. Yeah, come on, wake me up, wake me up. You haven't got much to shake me up. In the morning, yeah, wake me up, wake me up. You haven't got much to shake me up. When the day is dawning, I say, wake me up. Say, come on, wake me up, shake me up in the morning, 'cause your day is done, and you're still yearning for my
So that was the Vivas
Come on.
for Duggystoneradio introducing. If you're listening live on the station or on Mixcloud, Dan Evans is coming round with a reggae show at 6 p.m. Aren't they good? That takes us to the end of the show. Until next time, people, Kirk out.